Think of everything that's going on in the world right now. Certainly a very difficult time. Couple that with the fact that 21 Pilots is the #1 trend on Twitter. And no, they didn't just release new music. With everything going on, why is 21 Pilots the #1 trend? A colossal screw up is why. We're going to talk about that. Plus, Tyler Carter is no longer the frontman of Issues. We'll take a look at that as well. Stick with us. Good evening and welcome to Rock Feed. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're new here, the best way to support us is by dropping a thumbs up on this video and subscribing with notifications on so you don't miss updates about your favorite bands. It tells YouTube you like us, they'll show our video to more people. Before we talk about 21 Pilots, let's briefly discuss Issues and their frontman, Tyler Carter. Issues is an immensely talented group. They're bursting at the seams with talent. Every member, they are truly incredible to see to perform live. I've been a big fan of their music for quite some time. That's why this has been incredibly disheartening to see. And so last night, the band posted a statement surprising people, saying that Tyler Carter had been facing some accusations of misconduct. It's unclear what the specificity was behind those allegations of misconduct. There are some screenshots circulating around. Those tweets are no longer up. Again, it remains to be seen specifically what those claims were, and it's difficult to tell because we don't have a response from Tyler Carter, and it's going on about 24 hours since these claims came out. I purposefully waited to try to see if he was going to say anything. He has not responded at this time. So from this report from NME, they talk about this a little bit. Let's read the statement and see what the band said. So here you have the article from NME, and you have the statement, which we all saw from Issues, saying that they became aware of these allegations of grooming and misconduct. And as a result of it, they removed Tyler Carter from the band. And again, this shocked many people. The tweet got 15,000 likes on it. And a lot of people in the comments are commending Tyler for commending the band from removing Tyler from this group. And again, though, very little is known about the claims being made against him. And that is not to say that the claims are untrue, of course. That is just to say that it is interesting that Tyler hasn't responded at all. So the reasons for his lack of response are very unclear to me. It's been about 24 hours again. And so if these claims were false, you would think that he would immediately respond and say that this is untrue. So I would imagine that there must be a lot to the story that we don't know. And surely there is. We don't know much about the claims that they're referring to. And so the fact that he hasn't responded, I find that very interesting. And as I said yesterday, this is a very difficult situation for everyone to go through. And I feel really sorry for the band. This is not an optimal scenario to play out for them. I'm sure they didn't want to have to deal with this. And so, I send positive vibes out to those guys and wish them all the best. Let's move on and talk about 21 Pilots. Now, 21 Pilots is obviously one of the fastest rising musical artists in the world. They have a huge fan base on the internet. So Tyler Joseph posts a tweet, and it was, I think, from his perspective, intended to be lighthearted, and it did not come off that way and to his audience. And so again, there were reactions ranging from you are insensitive to you are full-blown racist and everything in between. Of course, there were some people who were defending him, but it's fair to say that the reaction was almost overwhelmingly negative towards this tweet. And so I'm thinking, and I'm talking to people that I know, like, is he going to delete the tweet? What is this about? Is he going to apologize? The reaction is big. At first, I didn't think it was that big, and it became very large. It became very significant. And so I'm wondering, is he going to apologize for this? What's going to happen? And no, he did not apologize. I thought, okay, maybe he was hacked, maybe, whatever. He went on to post a series of tweets, but here's the first tweet. Okay, here's the first tweet that sparked this controversy. So Tyler Joseph said, "You guys keep asking me to use my platforms. Feels good to dust these bad boys off." And he's got platform shoes on, and he's making a joke of people telling him to use his platform, apparently. So that's what he shared. And the tweet got 106,000 likes and 15,000 retweets, and it's trending. It's still trending, and yeah. Now, he goes on to tweet a bunch more after that, and it just went crazy. So I'm going to read from the next message. Your own mental health should always be a priority. I'm amazed at how easy it is to forget that simple fact. It's something that can sneak up on you. Then eventually you don't check in on it and realize it's in really bad shape. I'm trying to cut through to who really needs to hear this. This is tough, but it's not hopeless. Fighting for your mental health is not public. It's not glorious. It's not even interesting. So these tweets are coming out like once every couple minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, he's responding to this tweet and he's going to apologize. Then as time went on, I started to think, okay, the joke fell flat. And so he's tweeting to use his platform to justify the outrage and say, yeah, I started it with a joke, but then I used my platform, which technically is true, I think. But I think, in my opinion, he initially tweeted this. It fell flat, and then he was kind of cleaning up after that. Again, I'm probably reading into this too much. Let me know what you guys think. But he says, I use music, humor, being alone, breaks from social media, family, uncomfortable and honest conversations with friends, and sometimes crying. Few tools, but they don't all work for everyone. Find what helps you take background lost. I really don't know if I can even handle everything that's happening right now. The scariest place to be is when you find yourself in a spot where you can't answer that question. What's the point? There has to be a point. According to the World Health Organization, close to 800,000 people pass away due to suicide every year, which is one person every 40 seconds, according to the American Foundation. There are 132 people who lose their lives every day. Mentally, emotionally, I can only carry so much because what I do care about is so heavy. The thought of adding more on top of it makes me want to stop trying, but we can never stop trying. This site, along with many others, has been a guide. It's not perfect, but it's the right direction. Starting September 6th, this is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Week. What does that mean exactly? I don't know, but if it can get a single person's attention at the right time, it's everything. I respect all the warriors out there fighting for different causes. There's honor in it, purpose, and it can make our world better. I just want to remind you what I'm fighting for. Your mental health is more important today than it's ever been. You're not alone. You don't know what someone is going through, what other invisible weights they may be struggling to carry. Keep that in mind as you go about your interactions and take care of yourself. Reading between the lines, to me, it seems like he is doing multiple things, and I'm speculating here. I don't know what his actual intentions are. None of us do. But I take this to mean that he is not in a great place, and he could be alluding to the fact that he feels like the reaction from his fans are having an adverse effect on him. That's very possible. Again, like I mentioned before, he could have been, cleaning up after his joke and saying like, okay, going back and saying I was adding to it. I don't know for sure. Nobody does. But then this final tweet is what really, I've never seen anything like this before. Everybody was speculating like, okay, what's going on here? And he removed the speculation. He certainly did that. And this is what he said at the end. This is the ultimate plot twist here, folks. This is the ultimate plot twist. He says, this isn't a Notes app moment. I'm doubling down on my platform tweet. It was fantastic. I've never seen anything like that before. Ill-advised from a PR perspective. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he truly doesn't care what people think about. People are demanding he apologizes. Then other people are saying he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. It was funny, but disrespectful. It wasn't funny. So that's some of the reaction that I'm reading here. And it's just very much a remarkable display from a massive musician that you don't see often in this hyper sort of sanitized environment of the internet. I'm not justifying what he did at all. I don't think it's wise. I don't think you're helping your brand in any way. You can only kind of hurt yourself from doing that. But it is what it is. And he did post that. And I'm curious for those of you out there who are fans of 21 Pilots. This is my question. The reactions I'm seeing, there are a lot of people that are just sort of slamming it and saying, this is dumb. You shouldn't have posted that. What are you thinking? I found it to be interesting that there were folks out there who were really just devastated by this tweet instead of looking at it from more of a, you dumbass, like, what are you thinking, position. And obviously there are people who feel much more passionately than I do about 21 Pilots. To be fair, I'm just saying I found that interesting because I don't necessarily think it's good to place that much stock in what any of these musicians say. I could go down a litany of my favorite artists, your favorite artists, and look at anything in the band and find something really wrong with any of those groups. And so, we've got to stop putting people up on these pedestals and expecting, them not to fail at times. And I'm not saying he failed here, but he certainly posted a tweet that was ill-advised and not a good look for someone in his position. But he at least made his position clear and said that he felt it was fantastic. And again, I've never seen a plot twist like that before, where a very, very public figure comes out and says, y'all want to cancel me? Fuck you. The tweet was fantastic, and just kind of backs away. Wow. I wonder what his press people are doing. I wonder what the labels are saying. Like, it's sort of the it's fine people running around, and the bear that's running around in the burning cabin meme, sort of. So, guys, I know there's a ton of 21 Pilots fans out there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. This affects a lot of different people, and again, I'm not looking for people who don't listen to 21 Pilots and don't care about them. I'm looking for people who are really big fans of 21 Pilots. What is your take on this? Am I wrong? I'm happy to be wrong. Help me understand why this is such a big outrage instead of just more of an eye roll or like, what are you doing, bro? Let me know, guys. Anyways, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining me today at Rockfeed. Again, if you're new here and you want to support the show, you can subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.